Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to another crochet tutorial. Today, I thought I would show you a very simple sort of stitch. It's basically a granny square that you can grow into a blanket. And this one is pretty easy to do, and it's also something that you can do that won't take a whole lot of concentration. It's kind of meditative, and the more you look at it too, the cooler it looks. So you've got the little clover leaves kind of in here, the pattern, but then if you look at it this way, it's got a different kind of pattern, and then yeah, I don't know, it just looks really cool. And yeah, it doesn't take long to work up as well. So this is something that you can do if you are making, a blanket or a throw, or even like a table runner. So this I was able to do in about 10 minutes, really. So just imagine how fast you can work up a blanket. And oh, this is this little sample that I did was with my, I don't know if you can see the sparkle in that. That is the John Blanke yarn from my little shop, and it's based on this 16th century figure that's John Blanke, and he was in the King Henry the 7th and 8th court, and he was a trumpeter. So yeah, he's got this cool yellow and grayish kind of outfit and a green turban. So and then also his red little tights there, those hot red tights. So I just kind of interpreted that as a pretty mustard yellow that kind of fades out into a gray with a sparkle, and then just red and green specks. And yeah, there's John Blanke. So for this project, oh, and this is nylon and merino, so it's got stretch and it's soft, and it will feel really nice on the skin. But for this sample, I'm going to use Sheba, and that is a beautiful soft mint green and white gradient. And this yarn is based on this figure. This is Sheba, and she was often depicted as a beautiful black maiden. So that, and she had a minty green outfit. So that's what we're using for this. Very, very simple. So you can use whatever yarn is in your budget, or whatever works for you. This is merino and silk, so it's very soft and plush, and it's going to feel really nice as a little baby blanket for a friend. So to start, I'm using, so yes, this is a DK white yarn, and I am using a 4.5 millimeter hook. But obviously, use whatever. You can use chunky yarn, you can use thinner yarn, so whatever works for you. So to start, we are going to, I'll show you two ways. You can either chain 4 if you are not comfortable doing a magic ring. If you're comfortable doing a magic ring, then get that done, and I'll show others just to do chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go into the very first stitch and pull up a loop there, and then just slip stitch just like that, and then you would work your stitches into the hole in the middle. Okay, so if you're doing that, then you will chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then every chain 3, because you do a chain 3 in every new round, every chain 3 counts as a double crochet. So just remember that. So if you're doing that, then you do 2 more double crochets into that chain 4 that you just did, just like that. If I can get it to hook. Okay, and then you will chain 2 and then do another 3 double crochets. So for people doing a magic ring, let me just show you how you start. So just wrap, however you do a magic ring, just do that. I just do mine like this, wrap my yarn around and then pull up a loop, and then I will chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then into the ring you do 2 more double crochets. Okay, so we're all back to the same spot. So if you've done the chain 4, we're with you now. Then you do your chain 2, and then into that same space do another 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then chain 2 again. 1, 2, and into that same space do another 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and then chain 2 again, and then another 3 double crochets. Okay, and then chain 2, and then you will take your, if you've done a magic ring, take your string and pull your work closed, and into the top of your chain 3 now you will do a slip stitch. So a slip stitch is basically stick your hook through, pull your yarn through, and then pull it through that loop on your hook, just like that. And you have created a little square for now, and that is the start. That's your center. So with this project too, I tend to turn my work for every new round, and that creates a more square project, as you can see here. So it looks more square. If you don't turn your work, sometimes you get kind of a wonky look on one side. And also, because this is reversible, it's going to look exactly the same on both sides. So there won't be a wrong side or a right side. It's going to be something that you can use both ways. So just remember, you don't have to, but I tend to turn my work for each new round. So we are going to turn our work just like that, and then into this space here, this chain 2 space, we're going to slip stitch, and that is how you start every new round. So you turn your work and do a slip stitch into the gap. So then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and remember that that counts as a double crochet, and this is already a corner. So you are going to do 2 more double crochets into that space, that chain 2 space. And because this is a corner, you do chain 2 and 3 more double crochets into that same space. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we've created a corner already. Now we're going to chain 1 and then jump over to this next corner, which is the chain 2 space here, and do 3 double crochet, a chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets into the same space. and then chain 1, jump over to the next corner and do the same thing. So it's 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, all into the same space. Okay, and then chain 1, and then into your last corner you're doing the same thing. So it's chain, or sorry, 3 double crochets, and then chain 2 and 3 more double crochets. And just to finish this row off, which is row 2, you chain 1 and then jump over to your chain 3 here at the start, and into the top you do a slip stitch, and you're done round 2. So remember, the rule is to turn your work when you start a new round, and then slip stitch into the gap, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now into this same gap, do 2 more double crochets, and then chain 1. Then we're already at a corner, so we do the same thing. So that's 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, all into the same chain 2 space. Okay, and then chain 1, jump over to this middle space here, and you do 3 double crochets, chain 1, then same thing in the corner, so that's 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets, then chain 1, jump to the middle, and then 3 more double crochets, chain 1, then to the corner you're doing 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets into the same space, then chain 1, and then into the middle again, that's 3 more double crochets, and don't lose your work like I just did. Okay, and then when you're done those 3, you do a chain 1 again, and then your final corner you do 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets, and then to finish off you chain 1 and then leap over to the chain 3 that you did in this to start the round, and you slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 just like that, and that is round 3 done. So this is basically the pattern for the next round. Remember to turn your work, slip stitch into the gap just like that, then chain 3, 2, 3, 2 more double crochets, then chain 1. Just remember too that after every chain, or after every double crochet bunch that you do in these spaces here, you always do a chain 1. Okay, and then the corners always get a chain 2. So that's the only difference. So here would have a chain 1, then it's the corner, so that one will have chain 2, then here we'll have chain 1. Here we'll have a chain 1. This is a corner, it'll have a chain 2. So you just do that all the way around. I'll just show you the corner again. So that's 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets, and then remember to chain 1, and then into this gap it's 3 double crochets and chain 1, then into this gap 3 double crochets, then chain 1, and then jump to the corner, and that is 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So I will leave you to that round, and then I'll meet you back when you have finished that one, and then we'll go over one more round. Okay. Okay, we are back. I have finished this round. Just remember to do your chain 1 here to connect to the top of this previous, or your start of your round, just like that. And we are done that. So now we will turn our work again and do a slip stitch into that first gap, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more double crochets into that space, chain 1, and then into the next gap you do 3 more double crochets, chain 1, and then we're at a corner, so that's 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and that, my friends, is this easy granny square blanket that you can work up really quickly for yourself and for others. So I will do a few more rounds and then just show you what it would look like with this pretty material, this pretty colorway. It's really, really nice for babies. So yeah, I will meet you back in a few minutes. Hey, we're back. The magic of the internet has allowed me to complete a few more rounds very quickly, and boom, here we are. Yeah, so this is a really, really pretty pattern, and also what a great colorway too, especially for little ones. So yeah, if you want to do a border at the very end, if you just want to clean up the edges here, just do a chain 1 and then go around and in every or every stitch just do a single crochet, and into the chain 1 spaces do a single crochet as well. So you'll have 3 single crochets here, and then a single crochet into the gap, and then another 3 along here, and then 1 more into the gap, and 3, and then once you get to the corner you can do 1 single crochet just like that, and then chain 1, and then 1 single crochet into that same space, and then that will kind of soften up your border, or sorry, your corner. And then another 3 single crochet, and then 1 more into the chain space, and then just continue along that way, and that will give you kind of a nice little straight edge. And you can also make it frilly, make shells, picots, whatever you would like, but this is just a way to sort of clean up the edge here, and make it a little bit straighter and cleaner. So that is it. You guys are on your way, so go to it, enjoy, have fun, make beautiful things, and we will see you next time. Take care, everybody.